Yes, people, welcome back to another episode of Real Ball Talk. Hope everyone's having a good week and a good Wednesday. What are you telling me, Jalil?
Yeah, good man. All good. Ready to talk about these transfers that didn't really go too well for Arsenal, but went well for other clubs. So we can appreciate that as Arsenal fans. So let's get
Yeah,
into it.
yeah. No, 100%. And Jeff, what are you telling me, my guy? What are you saying?
Yeah, all good, man. Feels like it's been a little while. So ready to talk some football, man.
Yeah, man, 100%. And last but not least, he ain't been here for a while. He's got the name Luis Diaz today. Most people know him as Lamps. What are you saying, Lamps?
I'm happy, man. It's good transfer window for my team, isn't it? So, yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't lie. For Liverpool, very, very good transfer window. Luis Diaz, Carvalho potentially patterned for the summer. So it's been again, Liverpool, they don't overspend, but when they buy, they seem to buy well. Obviously, we have to see if Luis Diaz is gonna pop off, but we'll talk about that in it. But obviously, just to start the show, people obviously smash the likes as always, subscribe if you're new. I think very quickly we're just going to touch on the Mason Greenwood situation. Obviously, everyone at Real Ball Talk, we obviously don't condone any of the madnesses that Greenwood has been currently accused of. That goes without saying. But I think at this moment in time, obviously with the investigation ongoing and everything else, I think he got released today on bail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's been released today on bail. So don't want to talk too much else, but obviously, like I said, none of us here at Real Ball Talk stand for any of that. So just wanted to make that clear before we move on. I don't think anything else needs to be said on the matter. So yeah, Jalil, man. Before we go into Lambs, to give an outsider's perspective, Arsenal 0 signings in. Actually one signing, and I can't remember what's that Donny's name that we signed.
Well, it's two then.
Oh, it's two. Who's the other guy?
It's the goalie and this random centre back.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, that random centre back from MLS that we signed.
Yeah.
But obviously, Callum Chambers went out of nowhere. Maynard Niles is gone. Who else left? I feel like bad people left, and obviously, last but certainly not least, Aubameyang gone for free to Barcelona. Contract terminated. Man is out of here. He's gone to Barca. Jalil, talk to me, man. Arsenal are meant to be pushing for top 4, and now, I don't know, man. How do you feel now?
January's just been crap. Like African Cup of Nations was out there, obviously. Big up my country, Nigeria, had to put it out there. And we're the most fierce team, and I thought, okay, cool. Arsenal's not playing too well, but I can rely on my country. Do you know what I mean? But
big mistake.
Unfortunately, I said big mistake. Unfortunately, we didn't do too well. And then obviously, I thought, calm. As fans, you see it all over social media, you see it in group chats, we're all gone back and forth. Everyone knows what Arsenal needs this season. Do you get what I'm saying? Two things: get rid of the dead weight, because there's a lot to get rid of still. We've done that, and I'm like, yeah, get in. So there's more money on the payroll, and bring in, I'd say, a midfielder, centre midfielder, and a striker. You know, and that didn't happen. So yeah, it's been bad. Hasn't been great. I guess if you're looking at it technically, we kind of done all right. Okay in the transfer window, getting rid of the dead weight and bringing some more money in for the summer. But that's the only positive you can bring on board. But other than that, yeah, I guess we'll get into it a bit more in terms of individual players. But I'll just say it hasn't been that great for the incomings, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, Lamps, like, just moving on from what Jalil said, like, well, Aubameyang gone. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he's been pretty bad this season, but you know what I'm saying? Like, now Arsenal have to rely on Lacazette and Nketiah for the rest of the season, and that's it. Lacazette gets injured tomorrow for the season. It's Nketiah riding it out until May. So, what are you saying about that one, man? Just generally, how Arsenal have been moving this January. What are you saying?
Do you know what? Yeah, I think the fans kind of deserve it, man. I think they kind of deserve it. I think the fans deserve it because it reminds me of what Liverpool fans do. When a player is going through like a bad moment, a player's not playing too well, and then all of a sudden we call for the player to be sold. But I think when Liverpool do it, we do it to players we know aren't going to get sold. So, for example, we would drop Mane. Mane's not playing well. He hasn't been playing well. Drop him. Firmino, drop him. He hasn't been playing well. We kind of know these players aren't going to get sold. But I think it's one of those things where with the Arsenal fans, they were doing a bit too much talking on Aubameyang. I think a lot of them have forgotten. Let's be honest, innit? He is a 20-goal season striker. And he has been that consistently in Europe. In Germany, he was that when he came to Arsenal. Even though the Arsenal team was crap and not creating chances, Aubameyang was still scoring goals. Now, you can't put his goal drought down to his talent level. Yeah, he is missing certain chances, and yeah, he's not the most clinical player. But you know what? There's other players in the Premier that aren't clinical. Basically, Liverpool's front three is not clinical. Our most clinical front striker is probably Jota in terms of finishing. Salah misses loads of chances. Salah misses loads of chances. Mane misses loads of chances. Even Jota misses lots of chances, right? But the thing is, because as a team we create many chances, it's not that bad. Arsenal don't create chances. So when Aubameyang gets the 1 or 2 chances in a game and he doesn't convert, then it's Aubameyang is rubbish. But then actually you got to look at, are your team really creating chances for him like that? Because in another team, if they're creating chances for a guy like Aubameyang, he's going to score. He's gonna grab a couple, and I think with strikers as well, they run off confidence. They run off confidence. Like I remember there was I can only just like when it comes to Liverpool, for example, when we play Origi back to back, I see his performance level gets better and better and better and better and better. Even though he's not the best striker, because he's running off confidence, he's performing very well. Someone like Aubameyang, he's not confident. Like you got to think about it, man. He's been through a lot as well in his personal life. The fans haven't really stuck by him. The manager, I think it's high time the manager leaves. I think he thinks he's above Arsenal. Arsenal's more important than your pride. I don't care what personal issues you have with these players. It comes to a stage where it's like, okay, listen, now you're getting too far. Because it's Guendouzi now, Saliba, and Guendouzi and Saliba, they're flying. They're in France, they're doing their thing. So Guendouzi, Saliba, and then now you got to look at Pepe. Pepe's on the bench. Pepe's on the bench. I'm seeing midfielders, people that can't even play on the wing, come on instead of Pepe when goals are needed. You know what I'm saying? Now it's Aubameyang. Now you've dropped him and you've publicly embarrassed him and made it seem as if he's not a serious person. I think it just comes to a stage where, like, the manager, man, I think it's time for him to leave, man. I think he thinks he's above the team. I don't know.
Let me ask you a question. Let me get a question in to because obviously it's good to have a different fan on board, man. I think so I can ask these questions. If it was Klopp and people disrespected Klopp, let's say Salah, the top goal scorer, disrespected Klopp, fuck Salah. Let's say that because Salah's too prolific.
Say Mane.
No, I don't say Mane. I want to say Firmino. If he disrespected Klopp and it goes against the rules and Klopp was like, "No, fuck it, I'm not playing," would your fans get on to Klopp?
Okay, so all right, it's happened twice for Liverpool. Right? I could tell you the 2 times it's happened, right? But I just want to point out, you see Aubameyang, using Firmino is not the best example because Aubameyang to Arsenal is Salah to Liverpool. If we're keeping it real, for years he's been your best player. If we're keeping it real, innit? So it'll be using Salah, but cool. I don't know if you saw. Remember the game where Mane got taken off, and then at the end of the game, Klopp's going to give Mane a high five or something. Yeah, Old Trafford, and Klopp's going to give Mane a high five, and Mane's like told him move, like get out of here, sort of thing. And there was a key thing Klopp said in the press conference because people tried to make a big deal out of it. And Klopp said, I'm not going to get angry because I'm not going to get angry because a guy who's respected me 100 times has disrespected me once or something like that. It was something along them lines. Like, he respects me all the time and then just once he disrespects me and then I'm not going to blow that out of proportion. You get what I'm saying? He's human. Sort of thing. Sarko was another time. I thought it was a bit harsh the way Klopp handled that, to be fair, because at the time, Sarko was our best defender. I don't know if you remember this, but this is when Sarko got suspended for performance.
Yeah, flat. Yeah.
And Klopp's approach to Sarko was very, very harsh. But he basically, even though Sarko beat the case, Klopp basically just didn't play him until he left the team, until he had to be forced out of the team, innit? Mm-hmm. I thought that was a bit wrong, and I think Liverpool fans thought that was wrong. No Liverpool fan agreed with it. Liverpool fans thought it was wrong. However, it worked out in the end, didn't it?
Yeah.
Arteta has to hope what he's done works out in the end. But I'm just saying, he's done it with Guendouzi, he's done it with Saliba, he's doing it with Pepe. Now it's Aubameyang. It's 4 people. That's 4 people.
Could they broke the rules? Aubameyang didn't break the rules once. He broke it twice. That we know of.
That we know of.
Apparently, he comes late all the time and stuff, and it's not leading by example. But obviously, I love Aubameyang, so I'm not going to get onto it. Guendouzi, I don't know what's happened there. We only saw the occasion once.
I think that's just being added on, but that one was kind of set in stone. Like if you're back chatting the manager 2-3 times and you have a history of doing this in your career, like I'm not adding that one on just because the Aubameyang one ended the way it ended. Like the Saliba one, we can say that one's a mystery to me. I don't know why. Like you'd buy a defender. Yeah, I don't know why you'd buy a defender for that amount of money and then he's loaned out for 2 years.
But he didn't buy Saliba, no?
No, someone else did. But I just don't understand the whole situation is just confusing to me with that one.
Yeah.
But the Guendouzi one, I love Guendouzi. I still think he's a really good player, but that's down to him. Like that's his mistake. He's gonna have to learn to stop.
You wouldn't take him back, Jeff.
What, Guendouzi?
Yeah.
I guess they would have to be agreed between them, but like in the current state, like he's ready to go. Like he don't want to be there, and Arteta don't want him.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I used to say about Guendouzi? Like whenever I used to watch Arsenal, John, we talk about Guendouzi. Like I told you know how I feel about Guendouzi. He was the only player in your midfield that I respected because he had like a grit, like a passion. Like he wasn't a guy to have it. He was the guy that was good. Nah, I'm in the midfield. I'm not taking rubbish. He was that kind of player, and he was good. And remember, like people, even when people were getting onto him, remember he was bought from like second division in France.
Second division.
And he's thrown into your team. Like he's
cold.
Second division in France, and he's thrown into your team, and he's making like he's actually performing at a high standard. Like people don't understand. Like Guendouzi, he's better. Personally, I think he's better than Lokonga. I mean, Lokonga's.
No doubt about it. To me,
you know, obviously Lokonga's.
Yeah, I can't lie. Right now,
Lokonga's really good, but Guendouzi, I was playing Guendouzi up with like those centre midfielders, those young ones. He wasn't that far off. He was really good.
Remember, France called him up. Like you know how they respect him in France.
Yeah,
so like Guendouzi's not some small player, but I just think man management from Arteta. Don't let the public know you're having disputes with. Like, come on.
But no one says anything. No one says anything to other managers. There's been issues. I think at United with Saha. There was issues with Klopp. Let's go back to Klopp. Let's go back to Klopp. Yeah. If this was Klopp,
Klopp's a two. Don't you think Klopp is like you can't really compare him to Arteta?
A manager's a manager, though. A manager's a manager. Just because Arteta is not obviously established like these, man, he's still a manager. Why would you take disrespect? If someone keeps breaking the rules, every human being, any job you go to, bro. I tell you once, and that's it. And I'll come to your level and I'll disrespect you as well. But he's he's come late. He's done this. You can see everyone in the changing room change. If that's the case, and he brought up and said his lateness is an issue, he made it public. Why are you still doing it?
But you know why do you think it's right that he's made that public? Don't you think, like in a case like this, don't you think?
I don't think he made it public. You know, from what I heard, it came out, so he had to address it.
But don't you think in a case like this, don't you think you have to? I don't know. You have to adopt some type of man management because I'm pretty sure. Listen, I'll keep it real with you. Ronaldo is probably disrespected every manager he works with.
Yeah,
probably. And in fact, what Ronaldo kind of said to Ragnick the other day was cheeky. Why did you take me off? Why did you take one of the young players off? The guy's literally on his last legs, and he's talking. Like this.
But
he's on his last legs. He's talking.
He's got credit.
No, exactly. No. So what I'm saying is, I think Aubameyang has enough credit in your team to get away with. So I just look. I don't know.
Being late. Every time when there's important stuff,
See,
being late.
we
Is that
don't.
okay?
Like, the late thing even come out. Like the story that leaked was the mum thing. If that's a standalone incident, along with the one he was told
his
off
mum
for
being
in
ill?
the North London derby, if those are the standalone incidents, then that's not enough, probably, because it's
What, his
too
mum
many
being
years.
ill?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm saying if that
Yeah.
and the North London derby one where he didn't play, those
Mhm.
two incidents, if they stand alone, then no, that's not enough. There's clearly
All
more
right.
to it that we
Let me
just don't
ask
know.
you, man. Let me ask you, man. This in a sports context. Let's talk about football. Someone said you should treat everyone fairly, but you shouldn't treat everybody the same. What do you think
Yes.
about that?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
So, in with respect to Aubameyang, him turning up late and allowing him, would that have been not treating everybody fairly, or would that have been more on not treating everybody the same?
What? Who's what? Who? What? But who's?
Aubameyang.
You should be
But
hard
who's
on
Like if Arteta had allowed him for being late a couple of times, what do you? How would you? What do you man think about that?
If it's a couple, then again maybe some discretion should be applied. If I'm trying to take this club from its more lax attitude, which it has been in the past
Yeah,
few
it has.
years, and I'm
No
trying to
doubt.
move it to a more regimented organization where we can actually challenge, then no, I can't. Even if you are the most senior player, brother, you can't keep coming late. It doesn't make sense. Like, because now these young impressionable players may think they can get away with it. Like, what if Saka goes from being this humble player to thinking, I'm coming to training in the summer, not in the summer, in the winter, it's -3, it's snowing, and I got Dolce sunglasses on, and I'm 30 minutes late. It just don't make no sense.
I hear you.
I hear
It's
that.
a bit extreme, but I hear you. I hear
Do you know
you.
what?
Alright.
Do you know what I think? Do you know what like? I can't remember what it was. This is basketball. I can't remember what's happened, but I think Michael Jordan has punched Steve Kerr in the face.
Yeah, he punched him in the face. Yeah.
He's punched him in the face. And Horace Grant did an interview on it, and they said, "What? Why did anyone say anything? Didn't he get in trouble?" And Horace Grant was like, "What the hell? It's Michael Jordan, no? Like, it's Michael Jordan." So this is why I believe sometimes, even if you're running a tough regiment, there's some people that are just above it. It is what it is.
Even the example you used, yeah, like I get it, like I get the comparison, but you're talking about like testosterone filled thing. Like you probably said something disrespectful. If I deck you, I deck you. Like we're still men at the end of the day, innit? But I think it's a bit different than incremental lateness. That's the story, innit? We don't know.
Okay, but okay. So my question to you is this, yeah, because I don't know, innit? I didn't know Arteta was this kind of guy when he was a player, but he seems like some. I don't know why he's doing this tough. I don't know. Really.
You might just don't like. Let me say this quickly.
Go on.
What I'm getting from this, yeah, you just don't like his attitude in terms of how he moves. Why is he acting bad? He's never been bad.
I know. I'll keep it real. No, Jalil, you're right. Jalil, you're right, because it's like he's never been bad. He was Pep's water boy.
Okay.
And it's like now he's acting like it's annoying. Like I can't.
I like that you're honest though. I like that you're honest. Lambs, I like that you're honest, because most people won't say that. They won't say that. They'll say, "Hold on, you used to play for Arsenal. You've not been a good player. You've been average. Why are you coming out bad?"
It wasn't bad.
No, but let's keep it real. When Arteta was playing for Arsenal, he wasn't performing at some high standard level. Like he wasn't taking
early on. Then his legs went
to another level. And another thing is this: I just think. Do you know what made me have this opinion on it? The Guendouzi thing, but not even just the Guendouzi thing. The game where Partey was injured and he was walking off and he's pushed him back on the pitch. We're going
to disagree on that, because to me, if like you're injured, my guy, like football's one to me. This is the way I play football. Injured, if I'm on the pitch, I'm on the pitch. Man. I'm not just gonna stroll off. I'm gonna just try and fight, and then when it's a suitable time for the ball to go off, then I'll go down.
Yeah, same.
That's how I play.
I think in that one for me, Partey, I don't know why it didn't just drop on the floor. I don't get that.
What are you doing? Like, hold your head, be creative. You can hold your head and be creative. That's your fault as a senior player.
Let me ask this question. I'm not going to ask it to Jalil. I'm going to ask it to Jeff, because I know what Jalil's going to say.
Yeah,
Jeff, Guendouzi or Arteta in the summer, you got to pick one. Who's going?
That's an easy one.
Well,
That's
it
what
kind
he
of be
said.
In the current situation, be Guendouzi because it's already done. Like you
Yeah,
can't
it's a kind
undo
of.
what's already done.
I'm
Like
saying, what would you do?
So what would you do? What don't you, what
Can I
would you do?
answer first? Can I answer first? Quickly? Can I answer first before Jeff goes?
Yeah, go on, go on.
bro.
Guendouzi's got to go because he's got bad attitude. He's come from other clubs, so it's all adding up. And even when he went alone, we heard it again, and he wasn't even playing for us. Why would you want that in your changing room? That's just me. I'll leave it there.
So yeah, my thing would still be like man. No, I love Guendouzi as a player, but if there's consistent habits here that you're not getting rid of outside of football, like because clearly football, he's still very good. Like there's no doubt about it. But if you can't shake it, then you can't be a part of the team, can you? Like
I
you
hear
need to
that.
go somewhere else and learn those traits because
I hear
it's just
that.
not going to be there. Like he could still be a very very successful player. He's still what 22.
Yeah, 22,
He's a
23.
youth man. Like he's
He's
a
a
kid.
youth man.
Like,
He's a youth man. Still.
so like he can still go be successful. It just may not be at Arsenal for what Arteta is trying to implement, which I don't
Guys,
think is a bad thing. Huh?
Question, guys. Here. Question,
Yeah.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because this is where, all right, Arsenal have the chance of finishing top four. They've got a very good chance.
Been minimized, but yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely been minimized now. But Arsenal in general, I was like, John, we talk about it all the time. I told you, I think Arsenal, you know, if they would have got top four, it was looking like Arsenal would have got top four. I think the other teams are going to fall off. I think Man United are going to fall off. I think Arsenal are going to get top four. Now, do you think it's a case of, because there's been 4 players now, don't you think it's more a case of maybe the guy's just not rated, man? Maybe he's not the right guy. Maybe he's not the right guy to manage the team.
I hear you, but even with that, like it could already, like I think I've said, like end of the season, if it doesn't look like, if we're not in a European place, I don't mean that Intertoto type cup, whatever that nonsense is. I mean, if we're not in a solid Europa League, Champions League, then okay, like it may not be it. But I think the team has made like good strides, and even the 4 players, I'm not including Pepe. Like we're not gonna act like Pepe was this great player and he did everything that the manager asked. No, he takes too many touches. He doesn't look interested half the game. Like you play the game like Brentford, I bring up all the time. It's the first game of the season. If you're not fired up in the first game of the season with youth man around you and you don't want to take the ball and take the reins, I don't know what to tell you. Like going to the African Cup of Nations and looking good. We're not like if we're gonna I'm not gonna disrespect the African Cup of Nations, but if we're gonna compare the Premier League to the African Cup of Nations, what's better? Like there may be good players in the Premier.
But let's keep it real. But let's keep it real, though. Innit?
Yeah, go on.
Let's keep it real. Pepe is probably better than. Pepe's probably better. Well, I'm not probably. Pepe's better than Nketiah.
Yes, he is. But that's not the point though. Like because ability is. I say ability is 30%. It doesn't matter. Like Pepe is probably better than a lot of man ability wise. Same with, I bring up this comparison all the time too. Martial is also better than a lot of man. It doesn't matter. Like what's your like for what I'm trying to implement and what I want, you don't even want to do it. So go sit down and rock.
But what is Arteta trying to implement? Because I can't see it. So
like a more fluid style of football.
What?
Defensively and attacking wise, like, and Pepe, like when Pepe gets the ball, like this is my thing with Pepe, yeah. Like when he's backed into a complete corner, he will then pull some magic out the bag. Like he'll have some moment where he'll just burn past 3 men, and then it'll happen in like the first 20 minutes of the game, and then for the next 70 minutes, you're looking to him like, all right, so you did that when it didn't look like you could get out of it. Now, when we need you to constantly run at a man, make half a yard, get a cross and get a shot, and you don't want to do it, you're playing these safe passes or you won't make a run. Like, for me, 3rd season in, you're 26 now. Like, 1st season, I gave you a complete blight because you're brand new. Like, you may just not understand the league. This is a hard league to get. It may take some time. 3rd year, brother, go sit down. I'll bring on Nketiah to play right back if you're a right back because you don't listen.
Wow.
I think you know what this reminds me of. It reminds me of when what Arteta's doing now, and it's only going to continue as well. and it's only going to get worse. But it reminds me of, remember when Real Madrid were capitulating and Mourinho was playing players out of position?
Yeah.
Don't worry. You're seeing Ketia as a centre back soon.
I mean, listen.
I just think maybe he's lost the respect of the dressing room, innit? I think guys like a Aubameyang. Oh wait, are we going to include Ozil in this as well? Because technically,
let's do it.
Ozil got to be included.
Technically,
because Ozil wasn't handled the best.
Because he was playing at the beginning.
That's a club thing, though. Like we know why that happened. That's not because of that. Because of the Konami thing.
Political.
That's why. That's why it happened.
Yeah.
Like I can't include that. Like that's a club. Yeah. That's a poor, like morals as a club. That was terrible. Like we're not gonna excuse that. That was bad because you speak out on other issues, and the moment our player speaks out on this, now it's like we got nothing to do with him. That's a you issue. Yeah. That's not an Arteta issue.
But you know what? Let me get jewelry, but let me read out some of the comments. Big up everyone in the building. Let's smash the likes, obviously. Big up our brother Shaiki. I think Alba's situation isn't fully out there. Must be more to it. I agree fully, brother. I can't lie. There must be more to it. Aubameyang didn't really hint at anything in his leaving statement on Instagram. He actually kept it quite peaceful and respectful. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure more will come out of it. But 100%, man. I'm big you up, bro. Leon Cordo saying, so guys, how do we consider Arsenal January window, bro? You can see us, we've been chopping it up on it, so you know it's not been good. Big up Demo from Naples podcast. Big him up. It's been a minute. Saying Arsenal have one of the worst strike force in the league. Won't make top 6 in my opinion. I mean,
now they don't.
Yeah, we'll touch further on that. Leon saying, for me, it's a disaster because the club is pushing for top 4 finish, and this window was crucial for the team to get any missing pieces that would then push the drive for top 4. 100%. Pepe doesn't justify the price tag we paid. His fee is equal to the same fee as Frankie de Jong. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the only thing I would say with that is I don't think Frankie de Jong's popped off at Barca.
He hasn't. Yeah.
I can't lie. That's the only thing I would say with that.
He hasn't worked.
He hasn't worked out. Again, I'll take him to Arsenal, but it ain't worked out for him. So, Jalil, man, before we move on from Arsenal, let me play a bit of devil's advocate for you. There are people saying, Arteta's tough with Aubameyang and things like that, Pepe. But then when it comes to some other guys like Xhaka, he turns a blind eye. All of a sudden, a red card when you grab someone's neck against Burnley doesn't warrant the same criticism as Pepe's red card against Leeds.
John just hates Xhaka, by the way. John just hates. You just hate Xhaka, bro.
I do. I can't.
We know. It's cool.
I hate him. We know. Still, the point stands. Do you think Arteta has been inconsistent sometimes, or
Do I think he's been inconsistent? Just from the research I've done, I don't think Jack has got the most red cards in the history of Premier League, and I don't feel like. Look, I'll put it this way: I'm not Xhaka's biggest fan as well, but I've said this to the boys: you wear the badge, I'll support you. Do you know what I mean? If you're in my corner and we're doing the same thing, I'll support you. I've always said that. Am I happy with the way he goes into tackles? Has he learned his lesson? He's almost 30 and he's still doing this nonsense? No. Do you know what I mean? He's an idiot. But we know this, yeah? We know this. Having said that, do I feel like he plays a blind eye? No, because Xhaka still has something to offer to Arsenal, but I'm happy for him to bounce as long as we get the right player in. And to be fair, with all the Arsenal managers that comes in, it's kind of like a Fred situation. He seems to be doing something right in training. He seems to have that leadership aspect of things where, if Tierney needs to go forward, he'll be like, you go forward, I'll cover you. Or he covers for centre-back. He's always the last man, even when the defenders go up. He does do some things. I think the only thing that he's an idiot with is he's a bit slow and he makes rash decisions. Yeah? That's something you can't train anymore, especially at that age. If it was someone like Xhaka or Martinelli or Elmer Smith-Foden, that's something you can teach, but with him you can't. I don't think he does turn a blind eye because I don't think he does it on purpose, and I feel like he probably gets spoken to about it all the time, but it's just like, crack on. And I remember I seen something where someone else got a red card, and he got onto them on I think it was Sky Sports where he mentioned
Pepe.
that. Yeah, it might have been Pepe. Yeah, it might have been Pepe.
That red card was dumb.
What was it again? What red card was it again?
Against Leeds, it was stupid.
Two
Don't get me wrong,
yellows.
it was hella stupid.
2 yellows.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember it, but I remember. But yeah, he spoke on that, saying it was unacceptable. But I'm pretty sure I said about Xhaka as well. I remember seeing one as well because I always research his videos. I like to challenge people on the socials. Oh, he's never done it, and I found a video. He has criticised them. It wasn't great. It wasn't acceptable. I'll be speaking, but that's normal. I feel like when you get a red card, you're always going to get spoken to. I'm with Jeff. What Jeff said, if we don't get top 6, and I just want to make sure you're aware. Yeah, I will never go for top 4. You'll never see me on the show saying, yeah, top 4 is ours. It's a chance. At the beginning of the season, I've always said top 6. Anything less than top 6 is a failure, especially with the squad we got. Obviously, the squad's been weakened in terms of squad size. We've still got decent enough players to do the business. I mean, Lack is still there. Martinelli could be pushed up, and I see Pepe gone back into training with the guys in Dubai, so Pepe could potentially go on the left or the right. Elm Smith-Rowe's still there. We still got a few good players there, man. Hopefully we don't have to burn them out, but we haven't. You got to remember the reason why we let go of all these players. We're in no more cup competitions. They have a week to chill and recover. Like they have a whole week to relax. We're not playing Thursdays. We're not playing. We're not playing during the week unless it's one of those games.
Yeah,
we're in no competition, so we have the opportunity to play the same team from now until the end of the season, over and over again. Respectfully, if we don't get any injuries, if you get what I'm saying, any injuries, then we're fucked. Yeah, but we play the same 11 and just change up here and there.
In that case, right, outside of centre mid, which we knew we needed, right, the other one obviously was striker, and obviously we know that Arsenal went all out for that Vlahovic done.
We tried,
and we've discussed this privately. It seems like he was never really interested, right?
Never.
And he's gone to Juve. He wanted to do his thing in Serie A. Fair play, innit? Do you think Arsenal should have gone for another striker? Because let's be honest, right? Who else can we get now? Yeah.
They looked at Isak. They said they don't.
I would have.
Yeah, but they said they would take him. They're just not paying the release clause. They think it's
would
too much.
Pay the release clause? What was it? 70 mil?
75 mil.
Yeah, would you have paid that? 21?
He's 21.
So how much were they going to pay for the first guy? How much were they going to pay for
70 mil as well.
Yeah, it's about the same.
I think I would have. That's a risk
maybe,
I would have taken personally.
I probably would have done it, but I don't know if that's just the fan in me. And I like him, but I don't know if maybe because apparently the release clause may be negotiable. My problem is that the negotiations didn't start earlier. Like it kind of like I think we made like a bid towards the end, but it was like 60 mil, and it's like we're way off still. So like if you're gonna make a bid, or if you know it's gonna be drawn out negotiations, it should have started in the beginning of January. Why is it taking this long? So that's kind of my problem with the window too, because like Arteta like has to get some of the blame, but then when you look back to his interviews just before the transfer window, he wanted players in. So to me, Edu has to take a lot of the blame for it. If it doesn't work out, like your job was you should have found reputable people to come in. Like even as a centre mid, like we knew we needed a centre mid at the start of the window, and now we're weaker. Like we've lost one. Like Aziz is gonna come in and play, but he's 18. Like
have we called Aziz back?
Yeah, he came back from Portsmouth.
Okay.
But
you got the young ball though,
Patino, he's not ready yet.
He ain't ready, fam.
But that's just
already at school.
I'm not mad at a chance of shipping some people out, like some people who didn't want to be there. That's cool. But it's just some of the people that came in. Even Chambers, like we had an extension, we had the option to extend his deal by a year, and we missed the window to do it. I don't know if that was intentional or not. Like it expired in December 2021. So he just left on a free. That's why it says undisclosed. Like it's just free. Like he just left. like they agreed. Obviously, he's got 5-6 months left. So that kind of stuff is like, come on, man. Like that kind of stuff. I'm not even the guy to get onto like Arsenal like that. But Edu has to take a lot of the blame for that. Like you did good business in the first or summer transfer window. Like a lot of those players look good. It's something to build off, but the job isn't done. Like January, even if you can't buy, even if you think Isak isn't suitable or whatever, bring in someone on loan. Bring in like there's Wijnaldum was available. Someone like for centre mid as well. And go on, sorry, bro.
I was going to say, do you think Arsenal should have attempted to get Dembele?
He said, did you see what he said?
Who? Dembele?
He said, there's no chance. There's no chance. We tried to do a loan. He said, no chance. No chance.
No, my thing is, like, Arsenal put all that money apparently forward for Vlahovic. They also wanted that Bruno Guimaraes fella that went to Newcastle.
That one pissed me off.
But then Vlahovic still pulls out, and Newcastle are like, all right, here's 30 mil for Bruno Guimaraes. Arsenal like, yeah, now take him. So did you want him or not?
Now that one pissed me off. I can't lie, because
if he ends up being cold, I'll be pissed.
We've been tracking the man for like a year.
You know what? Guimaraes is a good player, but he's a bit stupid, isn't it? Because Newcastle, the style of play is not going to make you look good. So, like,
maybe not initially.
For the money though.
I'll say this. I don't know if you got clocked, yeah. But as soon as we went out of that second, what was it? What was the second one we came out?
Cup.
As soon as we came out of Colin Cup, did you realize that deal was off? Did you clock?
Yeah. After that, everything went downhill.
Do you know why that happened?
Why?
Because in normal cups, we don't have to rotate as tough. You know what I mean? We could be like a Burnley and that. We can be like a Norwich. We don't have to rotate. That's the reason why I got called off. Initially, I know that's what I'm saying, but that's how I looked at it and kind of how I saw it when I was talking to a few of my boys and that. There's a lot of deals that got called off or they couldn't be bothered because we're out of every cup. Imagine we're still in the cup and let's say we're still in FA Cup or something, and we didn't make a signing. Then you can say, well, fuck, because now we've got to play 2 competitions to the end of the season. And now it's just a Prem. Realistically, there shouldn't be anything stopping us from doing the business, really.
See, I hear you, but like even like you make a good point. I can't lie, but same time, yeah, like even like right back, we went from having a lot of right back options to now we've got one backup, and Tommy Asu's injury is it sounds worse than what is reported.
Yeah. Like he was bad against Liverpool when he came.
He's bad. He forced himself to come back. Like Arteta asked him, and he just said, "All right, I'll play." Like no training, no nothing. He's pulled out of the Japan squad.
Game.
So he could be
that game, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Cooked him that game, fam.
Yep. And then Cedric is his backup, and Cedric's injured too.
He's injured prone. Yeah, you're right.
You know what? That Liverpool game was funny because I know I could feel most Arsenal fans felt like Arsenal were going to go through because obviously no money, home court, edge, blah blah blah, and then obviously when Jota slaps in that goal, which I still believe is Ramsdale's fault. I don't understand. Everyone just gave him a pass for that. That went like minus 1 mile an hour, but still.
The tricolor. That was his fault. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And obviously, second goal, Jota again, brilliant pass from Trent. Fair enough. Cool. But yeah, like Liverpool busted that game. I was just like, how can you watch that game and not think you don't need players?
Do you think, are you guys happy with, you probably will say no, but White going to right back and then Holding coming in for his position?
Not really.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't hate Holding. Like, I don't think he should start. If it's a thing where Tomiyasu's injured, then cool. Like Ben White is comfortable enough to play right back. Like he's played in how many different positions. Like it can happen. I guess it's 2 ways. Like it's really bad. I think the window is still really bad. Like either way, that you have a
rate out of 10. Let's move on from Arsenal. Rate out of 10. 2.
Yeah.
Lamps?
No, I'll give 3 because we got rid of
Arsenal.
Yeah, Arsenal's window out of 10. Jeff gave it a 3.
Arsenal's window?
January window out of 10.
1.
Yeah, I agree. I give it a 1. Jadot?
5, based on the fact that
damn,
we're not really. I've got to say it's a standard window for the reasons of not being in any competition. You don't have to rotate that much. I just see it like this. Wolves is the game where we won't have any Xhaka. I think Rash is here, by the way.
Yeah.
Let's get Rash in there before I say this. Yeah. So yeah, Rash. I just rated my guy. I just rated Arsenal a 5 for transfer, and the reasons why are we're not in any competition. I think Wolves is the first game where we won't have Xhaka or Partey, so that potentially could be a loss. But after that, Xhaka and Partey should be there for the rest of the season. And I guess the thing we were talking about, that Bruno fella who's gone to Newcastle, and that was probably one of the players we could have got in. But as soon as I clocked when no more competitions, and when you look at our squad, it's the same squad that we've been beating a lot of teams with. There's no one missing them other than Abba. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's a standard window because we've got rid of a lot of dead wood. But if we look at it, we didn't really need to bring anyone other than a striker, I'd say. I wouldn't say a midfielder because Jack and Partey could get us I think, in my personal opinion. But I feel like we needed a striker, I'll be honest with you. So that's why I say standard 5.
Yeah, so before Rash gets in, obviously, just for your benefit, Rash, we've kind of touched on the Arsenal in detail, but we're going to give you your piece now just to talk about it before we move on to Liverpool. But yeah, Jeff gave it a 3 out of 10. I gave it a 1, and Lamps gave it a 1 as well. So yeah, man, go on. Talk to us about Arsenal, your thoughts, and then just give it a score out of 10 for Arsenal's January transfer window.
Well, they say that unhappiness comes from disappointment in expectation. So I guess I'm unhappy, bruv, because at the beginning of the transfer window, it seemed like we knew what we was doing. We knew exactly what we wanted to go for. We knew the targets that we wanted to go for, and we knew what sort of acquisition we needed to make in order to make us competitive this season, in order to be competing for the top 4. Yeah, we got ourselves in a good position in the top 6, and it meant that it gave us a chance to actually push for a position that we didn't even think was possible at the beginning of the season. So you kind of listen to the manager and hear him. Yeah, we want to go for Vlahovic, we want to go for Arthur, we want to go for Bruno Gutierrez or whatever his name is. We want to go for these man here, and you're like, yeah. He knows what we need. And do you know what killed us? It was his interview. We still have pulling power. Arsenal.
Oh, yeah,
there's not one player that I've spoken to since I've become a manager that hasn't wanted to come to Arsenal. So I'm fairly confident. Bro, you've got no pulling power. You've got no pulling power. The only thing I can compare it to is them who were fly back in the day, and they just don't know that they're lame now. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like they go to the nightclub and they're thinking they're getting all spruced up, wearing all 90s gear, thinking that they're gonna pull a thing, and Newcastle comes along smelling of fart and pulls everyone. Yeah, and you're like, whoa. But I baited my skin. I should be pulling. No, bro. What you didn't realize is that you're not what the people want right now. Do you understand? And when Arsenal's going for people like Vlahovic and they're saying, I want to go to a club that guarantees me Champions League. The moment he said that, I knew we weren't getting him. I knew we weren't getting him. Everyone was holding on to, we're not getting Vlahovic, even if we throw money at him. He'd rather go Juventus over us. And I swear Juventus and Fiorentina are rivals or something like that.
Mad rivals.
So the fact that man saying, bro, I'm going to the ops over Arsenal is just showing everyone our levels. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Okay, so we didn't get him, but we still need a striker. We got this problem going on with Oba, and it looks like he's going to leave anyway. That's what it looked like at the time. Looks like he's going to leave. Definitely need to get the striker sorted out. All right. We got Isak. Flipping, rolling around the corner of the Emirates, chilling, coming out car parks and going raving around the corner. And what? No one sent the scouts after him and said, "Yo, we just need you. This is what we're gonna throw at you. Just say yes." Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like Arsenal's business is really poor. All right. Okay, you don't get a striker. Fair enough. We've got forwards who have been scoring goals without Oba and so forth like that. Okay, but one thing we are short on and very thin is the midfield. Very thin. So what? People are happy with the fact that we didn't add to that? Like, how can we not add to the midfield? We got rid of Deadwood. I think we got rid of 4 players. Yeah. And at least 1 or 2 of those players would have been used as a backfill to help us in the midfield over this period of time because we ain't got no midfielders. Yeah. If it wasn't Niles, it would have been I can't remember who gone now. But yeah, definitely needed Niles. Yeah, because we haven't got no midfielders. Yeah, so the fact that they didn't go hard for a defensive midfielder. I mean, you've got people who are still available like Basuma and stuff like that. There's no reason why. Okay, they were asking for 50 million for him, but you might have been able to do a deal with Brighton because you paid 50 mil for my man.
Yeah.
So you might have been able to talk your way in if you're a good businessman. Again, come down to bad business. You understand?
Yeah.
So you've got players who are saying, no, I want to stay with my club. I'm not going anywhere. And then going to Newcastle. Yeah. Now, if money is their motivation, I mean, they're not getting paid crazy peas. So whatever their wages are, Arsenal could have actually afforded it. Yeah, for one. Two, this club is in a relegation battle and we are in a top 4 battle. And they still chose Newcastle, bro.
It's not. Let me just jump in.
No jumping in until I'm finished.
One thing.
No jumping in.
It's help your argument.
I'm fit now. All right, go now.
It's help your argument. Just to let you know, he didn't choose. I promise you one thing, and this is deeply faulted into what I've been saying prior before you got. Because you didn't even hear what I said before you got here. Our midfield is kind of there. So you know that game we had just before we lost. It was Liverpool, right? Did you clock that the deal with Bruno went cold as soon as we lost? Because we're only in one competition, so that means every week we're not playing Carabao Cup. We're not in any European Cup. We're not in FA Cup. So we can officially play exactly the same team we've been playing from the start of the year.
And when they get tired,
exactly. But they don't.
We ain't got no one. We ain't got no. But humans do. Yeah. No. This ain't FIFA. They get tired, bro.
They can't get tired.
Yeah, but they will get tired.
Burnley, Brighton, then like for example, like if you watch Burnley and Brighton last year when they were in nothing anymore, they played exactly the same people.
Bro, Burnley and Brighton have fight and character, bro. Yeah, Arsenal don't have fight. When them men are tired, they don't say, "Oh, well, I'm tired," and they're just going to be jogging on the pitch. I am not. Like everyone's like, "Oh, it's cool. We've got the same team and everything like that." Bro, it's not like we've been doing sick. I swear we lost like our last 2 games.
We scored 1 goal in January.
We scored 1 goal in January. Saka is our top scorer for the whole of January.
With 1 goal.
Yeah, you know when you're trying to be quiet at night time, don't invite Jeff out. Just smash up your yard. So look, there's a problem. There's blatantly a problem with Arsenal squad. We're just scraping results, and then the last 2 results showed that we've not levels, and it was okay because we even said, look, that kind of put us in our place. Let us know that where we are actually in regards to really in this competition, in regards to the people who can win the title. Yeah. So it kind of let us know where we are, but that was cool. Yeah. But we are not going to be okay with Xhaka and Partey for the rest of the season. One, them men ain't even available for like the next 2 games anyway. Yeah. All right, one, but I think one of them's still not available, right?
Yeah, Xhaka's missing the next 1 game, right?
Yeah. And Partey still got another 2 or 3 to go. He's got 2. He's got 2.
Partey's got 1. They both got
Did he get 3? Did he get double yellow? Yeah, he got 2 yellows.
2 yellows. So
all
1 game.
Yeah. All right, cool. So yeah, but it was when he came back.
It was Burnley.
Yeah.
Xhaka's missing Wolves away. Even Wolves away, tough next game.
Tough next game, bro. But at the end of the day, is like, who's gonna partner Partey? Xhaka's away. Lokonga, and we saw, as much as we like Lokonga and how much we are impressed with him, he's not levels yet. He's still very raw. He's not levels. He was making a lot of mistakes, a lot of simple balls that he could have played. He wasn't doing those things. It's just the intelligence on the pitch. 100% is not there, and the extra touch doesn't need to do it. But there's a few things that he still needs to learn in order for him to be a real starter at Arsenal. Yeah. So in reality, he's there. He's not someone who installs a lot of faith in me. I'm sure he's not going to install a lot of faith in the fans as well.
Odegaard?
But he's a number 10 though. And obviously he's got the energy and he's got the business to actually get around the park and actually do what he needs to do. But is he going to have the defensive capabilities that we need for someone in that position? I don't think he is.
Yeah, you're right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
there's a couple defenders, central defensive midfielders that we could have and should have at least attempted for. But hey, I'm not in the Arsenal board. I'm not in their part of the final of their transfers. I can't tell them what they should do, but we know what would have been good ideas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, go hard for Neves if you're just gonna mention his name. Do you know what I mean? Go hard for Basuma if you're gonna mention their name. Go hard for Look, you even said it. You even said Bruno. He turned us down as soon as we came out of the cup. Yeah.
He didn't turn us down. We didn't. We went
When it
cold.
went dead, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't turn. We didn't turn us
Newcastle are in
down.
nothing. They're in nothing.
Yeah,
Newcastle are in nothing.
They had the look. When you're not in competition anymore, there's no reason to get like. Obviously, we want him. I would love him. I would have taken him. But what's the point? We're in no competition.
So hold on, wait. Do you reckon that we didn't get central midfielders because we didn't go for any?
I'll say again. What do you mean?
You feel me? Didn't get any midfielders because we didn't actually try and attempt to get them.
I think we tried. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think we went. I think we tried to get Bruno. I don't know about this Neves thing. I don't think that was on the card. Neves was just talk. That was just talk from.
We didn't try and get Bruno. That's part of the problem.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think we went for any midfield. I don't think anyone we put an offer in. I don't think anybody we put an offer in.
That doesn't even make sense. That's just madness. There.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I looked on Sky. I said who? The only person was that guy who went to Juventus. What's his name?
Vlahovic.
That's the only person. Nobody else we put an offer in. It was
they went into talks for Arthur as well, and the Juve wanted 18-month contract loan, and Arsenal only wanted 6, so that dropped off. Yeah, you telling me you couldn't have negotiated something better? Do you know what I mean? Really? If it was just based on the time of the loan, you could have negotiated that?
18 months from what of obligation to buy.
Was it obligation or option?
No, I don't even think it was obligation. Option. Yeah.
Option. And if this is the offer one I get. Like if we're saying we want a short-term fix, and you're telling us we want you to take this view for 18 months, and there's no way of finding an in between, then piss off. Fuck it.
Yeah. Juve that one I'm not okay doing business with other clubs and doing sales with other clubs and other midfielders, and it was no problem. Why is Arsenal the club that can't get things done?
Wait,
rubbish business.
I don't even know what that means in terms of the offer deal.
I think Rash is just making the point that like how come when it comes to things like this, like all right, they wanted 18 months, we wanted 6 months. How come Arsenal are never able to pull off those type of deal where
negotiate
something get what they're looking for?
All right,
you know what I'm saying?
If we're speaking about offer specifically, yeah.
No, not just offer, more general, but yeah,
right,
he kind of ties in.
I can like that one because that's the main one we went for, or the only one we went for. Like that one, I can understand because if he's a player that's gone from like Barcelona should really be the end game when he went there. It took a year and he would swap for Pjanic or whatever, yeah. So then you're at Juve and you must be surplus if they're willing to let you go. So an 18-month deal. If we then say hypothetically we do make European football, we even make a Champions League spot. It's unlikely, but let's just say if it happened, yeah. Then your window of opportunity it broadens because you can get more people now. You're in the biggest competition. So an 18-month deal is just too long. Like those loan deals work for like the German teams from team to team when it's like a big player or like a Spanish. It don't really work in England. Like a 2-year or like 18-month loan is too much.
I hear that it's a very long loan.
It is, but I'm saying, how comes you couldn't negotiate a better deal? Why couldn't
I don't know if that's just that easy with the offer one.
He's not even getting games. The offer's not even getting games. You couldn't even negotiate. You couldn't negotiate a deal with someone who's not getting games.
So if we want 6, and if you're saying you just said it, so you said he's not playing. So why would you want to take someone who's not playing for 18 months?
No. I'm not saying we should have taken him for 18 months. I'm saying you couldn't have negotiated with Juventus to lower that down to something that's reasonable. How can you not even have the negotiating power?
You don't think that tried to like that one? I'm not that one don't concern me at all. Like for not going for someone like Basuma, or if you're tracking Bruno for a year, that one I have a problem with. The offer one I have no problem with, like none whatsoever. Like the Bruno one or Basuma, Basuma, you should like there should be something. There should be an approach. There should be some money put down because you've been tracking this guy for a year, so you clearly really like him.
And when you done business for Ben White, you should have planted
Build
the
that
seed. We
relationship.
may be coming back from my man. So when we
But
do,
then the Basuma, what like I don't know why. I'm confused why so many teams haven't got. Man United need someone like that. They haven't. I'm confused. I don't understand. Like
I
why
don't know
no
if
one's
it's to do
talking
with
to
his
him.
association.
Yeah.
Maybe Man United are just sick of all of that right now.
Yeah, I can't lie. I was gonna say it could have to do with some of the off-field stuff that surrounds the
Yeah,
Suma. There might be some element of that still, but I mean, yeah, I just don't get why we didn't try harder to get Bruno and Gomares.
that's the
And then my
confusion.
other thing is, I don't rate him, but still, Menonau's last game for Arsenal, he got man of the match. He ain't played since.
It was good.
He didn't play a minute after that. What
That,
happened?
now that one again, I'm mad. I'm not mad he's gone. I'm mad that we
No,
didn't
I'm not mad
replace
he's
him.
gone.
That I'm just mad that there's not someone else to come in and replace. Like,
Yeah.
Do you know
I've
what?
said
That's
this
my
many
biggest
times.
issue.
I
You can't be
I
not
don't care
replacing
about
people.
Maitland-Niles at all. Like I've already said it many times. He doesn't have a position. He's not a right back. He's not a centre mid. He's not a winger. I don't get it.
Utility man.
You're just a guy who plays. Like it's cool.
Yeah.
Like you can do a job. I don't care about you though. Like if you go in it. Like go.
Yeah, just replacement.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Like I'm not a lot of these players that went. If we're being honest, we probably needed them to go.
Yeah.
If it was more staggered, it probably would have helped because
I think we needed them to go.
we needed
in
it.
the-
Or
in the
if
summer.
if you're gonna let 12, 13 man
yeah.
go in a window, then there should be a little more incomings. Like that's why the window is bad. But like Maitland-Niles leaving, I'll be completely. I do not care. Like I know
I'm
people
just saying
better
why
than
we
me.
did not get a replacement. That's what I'm saying.
And that is why they are gonna get maybe like I'm gonna rate this window as maybe like a 2 because you can't be like I'm getting rid of Deadwood and stuff like that and know that our squad was so thin that we couldn't play Tottenham. To be like so what happens if we get 2 man injured, 1 man gets COVID, what we can't play no games. What we can't play no games. We can't play no games. What we're gonna get we're gonna get 3 points given all the time. Constantly buys we're gonna be given the other clubs because we haven't got squad depth. I think it's totally irresponsible to get rid of the amount of players that we have without bringing some in at the same time. Even if the ones you are bringing in aren't the real ones that you want. But it's January, so you're doing it. But in the summer, you're going to get the real ones that you want. Like, for instance, if we didn't get Vlahovic and then they said, okay, we're going to get Isak again, I'm not going to be happy with Isak as our main striker. But I'll be happy with you getting him now in January and then top that up in the summer with a big boy and make them be able to be first and second. I'll be all right with that. I personally would be. But
that's risky because
it is risky. But
Isak is permanent.
Yeah. But Laka's bouncing. Oba's gone. So
even Nketiah's gone.
And Nketiah's gone. So stay. You can stay. If you can prove yourself that you're bad and you can be first player, then do that. But if you're not, then so be it. You're the second striker. We're gonna go get someone else anyway. I'll be more comfortable with that.
Yeah, see, I don't know. That one's tricky. If you're gonna get a loan signing, then I despise Morata like now.
Oh my god, no.
If you're gonna do something, do a loan. Like you don't buy a 75 million pound striker. I know, I hear you, but you don't buy a 75 million pound striker if you're not sure to then spend the 70 million. We've done that already.
I don't think they would. No. I think the release clause. Wasn't a release clause like 70 or 70 million. He wouldn't be that price.
But
that's the thing. It
definitely would have been at least 30 million less.
Arsenal never even slapped down like a 45 million pound bid to see what they're on.
From 70, I reckon that Arsenal could have got him for 45.
That's craziness, bro. It's
you can get from 45 million.
No, you're telling me that you're gonna knock near 50% off the price because of. And it's a release clause.
That's not. Why do people put release clauses at a ridiculous price? It's because it's to deter people, not so that they answer it.
No,
it is
isn't ridiculous, bro.
Look, but what I'm saying is they never ever price a release clause at the value of the actual player. They do it much higher to prevent people from coming for the player.
Saying 30 million. I'm saying 30 million is way too much. If you said we offered 58, apparently they said a flat out no. The most room you'll have is 10.
So we did put an offer in.
58 million, for what?
Yes,
exactly.
The problem is that all of these things. I said it before you probably came on. That these things just happen too late. Like, if you're looking at
Yeah.
Isak and you're not sure about the release clause, then you should have looked at this at the start of the window and really worked this out.
100%.
Odegaard,
It's poor business.
let's tell Odegaard to talk to him, all of that kind of stuff, because they play together, something. But
I mean,
you don't wait and then but like the 45 mil, it would never happen. Like never.
I mean,
like there's
yeah,
no release clause in history where you can get 30 million off. No way.
mean, listen, let me read
Oh,
some.
there is, man. There is. If you look at some of them Brazilian guys, bruv.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let me read some of them.
they got like 200 million release scores, and really they go for
Only
like
team that does that is
65
Barcelona.
mil.
Yeah.
No,
Aubameyang's
Brazil
got
are
100 million release
Brazil's
clause
are
now.
now they're known for that with their
Yeah,
youth,
man,
with their young
them,
team.
them
They're known
Santos
for it.
man and that, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're-
listen.
Boy,
let me
they
read out
man
some
get
of the
picked up for
comments
peanuts, bro.
before we move
Exactly.
on. Leon saying we have a depleted squad, wait for a couple of injuries and all will blow up in the air.
100.
No game won in January, 1 goal scored, and the management goof up the entire January transfer window. Arsenal's now a blunder waiting to happen.
100.
Big up our guy, the opinionated Guno. Geez, it's been a while, my bro. Hope you're good, my guy. Hope you're blessed. Saying this window will determine our position for the end of the season. How couldn't we, the very least, get Wijnaldum on loan? We couldn't fast forward our summer plan to solidify top 4. That's also a good point. I would have got Zapata from Atalanta to cover us for the end of the season. Another option, solid striker who could boss defenders. We couldn't even get a fee for any of the players who left permanently. Why can other clubs be able to get a fee for players with too inept in negotiations? I don't think that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has told any lies there. I think he's absolutely spot on.
100%. 100%. We are bad businessmen, and that's known. And this showed it. Like, all right, not being able to get certain players or not bringing in certain players into your team, okay, that can happen. But getting rid of players and not bringing in people, that is just so irresponsible.
Let me bring Jalil in because he's smirking.
He's smirking.
What are you smirking for?
You lot got haircuts. All of you got nice hair.
I ain't got a haircut, bro. Scruffy, bro.
I ain't got a haircut. Haircut's dead, man. I look like the Black John Cena, bro. They fucked me up, bro. But anyway, bro.
You look slimmer. You look slimmer in your face with that haircut.
I haven't eaten meat or drinking any alcohol since last year, so I've been
Well done. Keep going, bro. Keep going.
Or eating any sweets. I might do it for long, man. I feel good, man. But the reason why I was laughing, man, is because you said that he didn't tell any lies. And I hear what you're saying, but can you just go back to the one about? Can you go back to the comment about? Was it Zapata, please?
Yeah.
So I would have got Zapata. This is Twitter stuff, bro. When have we ever said that we was linked to him, bro? This is what I'm saying, man. Big up my guy, though, bro. But like, come on, man, please.
He's saying that's who he would have gone for. That's not what.
Yeah, he's not saying.
He said that's what
you said related to that Arsenal. That's telling no lies about Arsenal's bad business. Let me just say something about Arthur as well, bro. Because this is, bro, coming from. I do a lot of negotiation. This is what pisses me off. I'm gonna be honest, bro, because this is getting on my nerves. Yeah. Arthur from Juventus. Yes, we were talking to them, but why couldn't Arsenal do a better deal? Right. Why would you? The only way you can do a better deal is if you pay more money.
Okay.
If you want for 6 months, you say pay more money. Why the fuck would Arsenal pay more money for someone who's not forgetting games? Why would you pay more? Why would you waste money? So what I say to that is, I'm kind of happy that deal falls through. I'm quite happy that deal falls through. The only one that I'm upset about is, I'd say, is, well, I could understand the issue is Bruno, because that's been on the cards for about a year, and the striker, obviously, that we didn't get, went to Juventus.
Yeah.
So that's why I was laughing. I was just thinking, come on, man. Like, we're not going to get top 4. And he said top 4 as well. Like, I don't think that was an expectation from us fans. Not one person in there predicted that. Even when we was on a good run, not one of us said, because I checked, not one of us said ever top 4. We could get top 4. We all still said top 6.
It's not based about us, though. It's based on the club and its intentions, bro.
Do you think the club
they're showing a defeated mentality, bro. They are up there. They're here. It's like we haven't been there for a very long time. So when you're here, you're like, right, it should be like we're here. Let's make the most of this situation because we don't know when we're going to be here again. Yeah, you do that. Yeah, you should always go on the pitch expecting to win. You should go into the beginning of every season wanting to win the league, even if you know you're not going to. That's your mentality. You don't have some defeated mentality, but where, oh, well, we're not gonna get it anyway, so we're not gonna try as hard. Like, bum that, bro. We could have, if we
could have,
made,
Arsenal could have.
yeah, if you make the right decisions and you do the right things, you could have at least put up a good fight. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, Jalil, I know if I was gonna stand toe to toe with you, I'm not gonna stand in front of you. I'm gonna get my face ripped off. Your size of a car. Do you know what I mean?
I'm not a fighter.
Yeah.
I'm not a fighter. I'm not a
However,
fighter. Dad, I'm not a fighter. I'm not a fighter.
however, yeah, if I know I'm gonna fight a person like Jalil, I'm gonna bring a blade or something like that because that's probably all I'm gonna have. Yeah, I'm gonna prepare myself for what I'm about to go in for. Yeah, Arsenal, they see Jalil and go, he's too big, and that's it. He's too big, and then they walk backwards. No, I can't stand this mentality, bruv. With the club, it's so weak, and it's everyone's like, and the only and it's weird. The strongest member of the club is Arteta. Yeah, he's the strongest. He's the guy with the most teams with the most ego and with the most authority and with the most look. I'm stamping my authority and these rules down so that I can teach these young bucks that even if you're a superstar, you're not bigger than this club. He's doing what he has to do, and he's showing what. And that's why I'm not against him really in regards to the other team because something serious must have went down more than what we know. But my brethren's probably watching anyway. Yeah. My brethren's got a link to the people who are inside doing the Amazon thing. Yeah.
All or nothing. Yeah, that's gonna be
all or nothing.
Coming out this year, man.
And I can't wait.
Look, I'm just saying in the Oba situation, apparently they were shouting in the office. Oba came out and he was balling. Yeah. But obviously, because it was a spur of the moment interview, none of it was caught on the videotape. None of it. They could usually when something like this happens, they give them notice that this is what's happening, so they can prepare it and do the build up and make it entertaining for the show. Because this was so spur of the moment, they couldn't even capture none of that. But what I'm saying is, what he must have done was so big that he either got cussed out in a way that he didn't want to come back, or he said something and then got cussed out, regretted it, and now he can't come back. Yeah. But either way, if the violation was that deep that Arteta says you can't play for my club again, and you actually go through with that, then ratings to you. It's your club. You're stamping your authority. You're doing your thing. But don't be a crap businessman. Yeah, don't do that. You've got a club to run as well, which includes finances, bringing in players, achieving certain targets, reaching certain positions in the Premier League. Don't be a boss in the change room and be an idiot out here on the transfer market.
The fact that what you said, hopefully it's true, but the fact that Arteta did that without warning the guys to come and record it shows that he might have wanted to keep it on the leader because they know it to be heated. And maybe the way Aubameyang was going to take it, and he probably said, listen, because like you said, we don't know what's been happening. We don't know what's been happening behind closed doors. They could have been having this all the time. Like, listen, I told you, bro, chill. And he might have said, fuck you. Under his breath, he might have heard it, and that's disrespectful.
Yeah, like I'm thinking, wow, my man must have told him to suck his mom. Something. Said, no, that's it. There's no coming back. Get out. He's like, no, I'm sorry. Like, shut up. You're out of here about my mother, your mother, and all of that. Do you know what I mean? It just goes pit guy.
That's funny. That's funny.
That's funny.
But yeah, listen, I mean, Aubameyang,
he needs a salute, though.
We'll wait for the truth to come out. Huh?
He does need.
He needs a salute, man, because the time he was here, he did work.
Not for me, but yeah, you man can do it still.
Yeah. But big up Aubameyang, man.
Big up Aubameyang. And big up your future in boss. I hope you do bits over there.
Well, he'll kill it. He'll kill it there. I
don't know about that, but yeah.
I hope he has Spanish kids saying I'm a blood clot, Yang.
Imagine that. Imagine that. Oh, you know what? Yeah. He did score a lot of goals for Arsenal, so that you can never take that away from him, man. You know, his smile, his personality.
The win over Chelsea, even the way he handled leaving, like for what all the disrespect he gets a lot of disrespect for being this happy-go-lucky, do whatever he wants, free spirit. Yeah. So he handled it with grace. So all in all, salute.
Yeah.
Fair play. Yeah.
And you know what? Considering he's got a reputation of being the kind of a person to do and say what he wants, he's never badmouthed the club ever.
Nah, he hasn't. Yeah, he loved Arsenal. He loved Arsenal. There's no denying that. So it's a shame how it ended because obviously it's pretty unsavory. But you know, good luck to him at Barcelona. There's still a chance of a lifetime, no matter how bad they are right now. You're still playing for Barcelona, new camp. So hopefully for him, he can do his thing and make an impact before. Don't know how long he's got there. Whether it's end of the season, 18 months. Let's see what he does in it. But all right, so Rash, you're saying 2 out of 10. Jeffrey said 3. I said 1. I might increase it to 2 because I just remember that Kolasinac left as well. I might increase it to 2. That guy should have been gone years ago.
Another one who left on mutual agreement.
Yeah. Another one, yeah.
Chambers left. Yo.
Yeah, that was out of nowhere.
How do you get an ornament out of the house? He's been there for ages, bro. Like he's become part of the furniture. Like that was a good thing. That was a good thing. Come to a good team as well.
Yeah, Jalil, have we convinced you to bring it down from 5 to a 4?
Nah, can't. Just because.
Hey, Jalil, I like your haircut, man. Bring it down.
I was listening to you guys very carefully. Into your reasons, and I'll be honest, your reasons don't match what my reasons are, man. I don't think it can, just because of how before the window opened, how my headspace was in regards to we're in nothing. The only thing I would have said we should have strengthened, but with all the outgoings just gives us a lot of money to stack up for the summer. But if we don't get 6, it doesn't really mean anything. And if we don't get 6, then obviously it hurts. It's gonna hurt. But I'll still give it a 5.
Can I ask you something about your rating?
Yeah, of course.
You said before the transfer, you're looking at the condition of the Arsenal squad and how well we've kind of done and what you think can carry us through to next year, and you think we've got enough to do it, basically, yeah.
To get
but
6.
In reality, what you're doing is kind of judging Arsenal's potential. This transfer market, how do you judge Arsenal's dealings in the market? They wanted to go for players. They went for players. They didn't get anyone who they wanted to. And when they didn't get their main targets, they didn't even get their B targets. They're back on. But they've executed their A plan of getting rid of squad members that they feel is just rotting on the bench and so forth, and they don't need or they're not part of the plans in the future. They did that, but they must have initially said, when we do this, it's because we are planning on bringing in no one in that board must have said we're just looking to kick man out and not get no one in. It must have been. So based on what you think Arsenal's intentions were in the transfer market, what would you say that you rate them at based on their intentions, not their potential from the squad, what we have?
Transfers is all about money, negotiations, and incomings and outgoings. Outgoings was superb. Incomings was poor. Midfield, I would have left, but I would have loved to bring in a striker because Aubameyang was gone, right? He was gone. So we saw from the Burnley game, Laka's legs gave away, I think, about 69, 70th minute. So a striker had to come in. I'm not going to take you down from the ratings, obviously 10's the best and 1's the lowest. I'm not going to take you down all the way into the low. It's an average window. Barcelona's gone for players they haven't got. United's gone for players they haven't got. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's always going to happen. We're not always going to get what we want. And I will never in my life pay for a pair of trainers, a new car, for more than the value just because I want it on a lower term. So I'll stick with a 5 because it's been an average window. Man. That going's kind of saved it, if we're being honest, in terms of money. And it's all about transfer market. It's all about market. It's all about the cash.
I hear that. I think that's well constructed and fair, and a fair way of looking at it. So I think people will agree, but like at the end of the day, you gave a good argument, and I think I definitely can understand where you're making your argument from. Let's see what TLG is saying. We've never had a bullish striker since Sanchez. All we ever do is cross the ball with no end product. Zapata would have had a better chance in burying our chances. But you know, the fact is that top 4 is now on the agenda, and we never strengthened. Every team in January strengthens, whether it's to stay in the Prem or to be in Europe. We gave up in this window. This window is a 2 out of 10 only because we got players we didn't need out. But the fact is that we never strengthened, knowing full well we're still playing for something. And yeah.
Just to rebuttal that, I think we can say in terms of the way we've been playing, especially the first 3 games, and you look at the games and when we've been doing the business before the transfer window open, I think we were sitting at 4th. just before the window opened. Obviously, then we came in.
Centre forward before the window
Then
opened.
we played City. Played well, but didn't get the goal. It's all about results here. You know, we played well. We take it with a pinch of salt. We didn't do too well against Burnley. I think that was the only other game we had in January in the Premier League anyway. So to say top 4 halfway through the season, it's tough. It's tough, very tough. I'd wait to a quarter left of the season, see where we're at. If we win a certain amount of games, we could go down. I mean, go up. If we lose a certain amount of games, we draw. This is where we're going to be at. That's what I'm going to judge it from personally myself, man.
Is that your expectations, though, or what you hope Arsenal are trying to go for? Because I don't think they're going to say, they themselves are saying, let's see how it goes and then we'll see whether we're going for top 4 or top 6. I think they should always are always going for top 4. And if in their mentality they are going for top 4, you need to match that intention with action.
Yeah. I'm happy you said that. So I'm hoping that Mikel and the guys are thinking, Chelsea ain't really been playing that well. Liverpool's all right. We can sneak a third if we go active. But that's not me. That's what I'm hoping they're saying. Like whatever they're saying. But how I see it, I ain't gonna judge it like that because I'm not gonna rely on other teams to play shit for us to go up. I'm gonna rely on us to play well, and I can get a better sense of that. Like right now, I've got a better sense that top 6 is on the cards because that's the standard. That's where we're at. But to say top 4, you got to show me a bit more than that, man. You got to show me a bit more. I'm not going to rely on Liverpool and Chelsea to fuck up for us to get that place. All United.
I hear you.
As well.
I hear you, but what I'm saying is it's not about like waiting for someone to mess up or you go for top 6 because that's achievable. If you are in the mix,
you're in the mix,
You're in the mix, and then you've got to you got to go for it. Like you're all right. We didn't plan to be here, but we're here, so let's go for it. You know what they say when you say aim for the stars and you land on the moon? Yeah, that's what you've got to try and do. Okay, we didn't even aim for top 4, but let's do it. We might be 6th because if we aim for 6th, we're gonna be 8th.
Yeah,
is it fair to be realistic though? Like for me, I'm trying to be realistic because if I get my hopes up, and this is where a lot of Arsenal fans get criticised. Because imagine I said,
we can.
Oh, go on. What do you say? What are you saying?
I was gonna say we can be realistic with our expectations of Arsenal based on that. But them being Arsenal Football Club, they have targets. They have targets, and they've got intentions for the year, and they've got things that they want to achieve by the end of the season. Finishing top 6, okay, that might have been where they wanted. We want to finish in the top 6, lads. Hey, lads, we found out that we're 3rd. Yo, let's make the most of this. That's the mentality. Let's make the most of this. We can exceed our own targets here. You don't lay down and say, yo, we're ahead of where we are. We're in uncharted areas, so let's just chill and go back to what we know right now. Like, no.
Yeah, but I think that's all well. I hope they think like that. What you're saying, I hope they got ambitions. But just from me watching football and watching other teams, man, just because I think unless you're in the top 4 already, you kind of have to rely. Like to get up and top, to get past the top, you kind of have to rely on them flopping. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can play as well as we are, but if they are as well, then we're just like we're gonna get 5th or 6th anyway. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping they think like you guys, man. But at the moment, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait, man. I'm saying top 6 still, man. I'm not gonna change my mind on that.
Yeah,
Let's
wait and see, man. The opinion was saying top 4 would have been a better chance had we strengthened, and that's the point. Yeah, I think we've had a good debate on it for sure. It's been a good therapy session on Arsenal. I think Arsenal ended up being the main talking point in the end. So I guess still 4 people in the building. Smash the likes. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. I guess before we wrap up very quickly, let me just go around and ask you, man, who you think the best, not the best, but the most eye-catching signing of the window for any club is, and then we can wrap up the show from there. So, Jalil, who's your most eye-catching signing? I can go to Jeff if you want, or Rash. Give me more time.
Yeah, give me a bit of time. I've totally forgot. Who's been about. Let me Google this shit, man. I know we should be Googling this shit.
Some of the names. So obviously, you've got. And remember, any club. So you could even include like Aubameyang to Barca. Obviously, Bruno Guimaraes to Newcastle. Chris Wood to Newcastle is an interesting one. Did Man United sign anyone? I don't feel like they did. No, they didn't. Juve signing Vlahovic. Ericsson to Brentford. Ramsey to Rangers.
Yeah, that's big.
Ramsey to Rangers. Ramsey to Rangers. I'm gonna say that for the reasons of
Rangers, you know.
For the reason of Ramsey comes with abundance of experience, right? In a couple of these, and obviously with Arsenal, but Rangers and Celtic are literally there.
Yeah,
so he's coming at a good time. They needed to strengthen to go above Celtic, and Ramsey coming into that midfield. Well, you just know everyone's gonna have to be on that end game because he's not shit, man. And I'll say this: I don't want to get a bit of hate. I would have taken him back just for the.
Hell no.
I know you hate. I know you hate him, but I'm just saying I would have. Actually, Wilshere training with the midfielders, by the way, so that could be a shock.
Been training.
I saw him training. I saw him training in Dubai as well with them.
Yeah, I see that. What's he? I was like, what's he doing there? They got him a ticket and all, or he's just on holiday for? Hey, you wait to training, let me come over.
Nah, he's training.
He's like, I can afford it.
Yeah, he's training. All right. So Jalil said his big eye-catching signing of the window is Ramsey to Rangers. Jeff.
Oh no. What's that Liverpool player that he just got to Liverpool?
Oh, Luis Diaz.
Yeah, it might be him. I kind of saw a few videos of him in Champions League. Let me stay with Ramsey because I don't want to know too much. I've seen videos, and videos can do anything. We don't know his dead touches before that. Do you know what I mean? So let me not do that.
I mean, obviously, Ramsey's a good pick. Obviously, you got the Luis Diaz one. You got Martial going to Sevilla, which is an interesting move. You got Donny van der Beek going Everton. You got Dele Alli going to Everton. So there was some interesting last minute things.
Who's that? Who's that? I see that since he did that flipping overhead kick in Crystal Palace. Remember that? That was 6 years ago.
That was 6 years ago. That was actually almost 7.
Almost 7. My bad.
Almost 7.
I ain't seen him shit. I ain't seen him for time. Shit.
Jalil saying Ramsey. Jeff, what are you saying?
Coutinho.
Even forgot. That was so early on in January. So
he's still the standout. Like, obviously, no matter where the past 3 years are gone, like, he's still a top player, man. So if you can come in, like, just as an option, they got Buendia, Bailey, Coutinho, McGinn, Douglas Luiz, Watkins, and Ings to rotate. Like, they got some good players, man. So they probably can still. They got outside shot for European football, man.
Yeah. And Rash?
I would say, I was thinking about the City signing. Alvarez, but did they loan him back?
They loaned him back to the end of the season, yes.
But he is a sick player, bruv. Like, he is sick. When he does come to the Premier eventually, that's going to be good. But I think it has to be Villa's dealings, bruv. Villa's dealings. If they haven't got new players that will help push them for a position top 6, top 4, instead they strengthen players in positions where they just needed a little bit of backup. I think they have really got their business hats on. They're doing really good business in the Premier League for the last year or so. Yeah, man, I think it's Villa. I'd have to agree with Jeff and say it's Coots.
Yeah, I'll probably have to go in terms of probably best quality signing for what you go in terms of just a loan deal. I'll probably have to say it is Coutinho. Eye-catching, I have to say that Adam Traore going to Barcelona was funny.
I didn't expect that, to be honest.
Say that again?
Adam Traore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that was a shock. It just came out of the blue for me.
Just came out of the complete blue. So I thought that was quite interesting. But yeah, overall, I'll probably have to see Coutinho to Aston Villa. That's a flipping quality signing. So big up Aston Villa for that. Eriksen to Brentford. Hopefully he can, bring his career back up and running after the tragic experience that he went through, that he managed to thankfully survive. So yeah, man. I think in the end, today's been really mainly an Arsenal therapy session because Arsenal took over by doing nothing. And selling everybody and really depleting the squad. So, we've managed to really go into it, which has been good. We managed to, talk about, eye-catching, players that have joined clubs. So I guess before we leave, Rash, at the beginning of the show, we very, very, very Rash is gone. I think did he freeze, Jado?
Yeah.
He froze. Okay. All right. I was just gonna say that he's back. Let me see if I was just gonna say, Rash, At the very beginning of the show, we very, very quickly spoke about the Mason Greenwood situation. So, obviously, goal tool, we don't condone anything that he's been accused of. So I don't know if there's just anything that you wanted to say about that real quickly before we wrap up the show.
The only thing I would want to say about that whole situation is that it seems like as time has gone on, morals have all of a sudden gone backwards, and it just seems to be like society in the whole is just heading down the wrong direction. This guy's a very young guy. Do you know what I mean? Very young guy, and to be going through and doing, if he did do, if it is him in the recordings and stuff like that, which I can't see that it's not, but if it is him in the recordings and stuff, that I don't understand a young lad or already having them sort of tendencies at such a young age. Do you know what I mean? Especially not really being exposed to what we don't know was exposed to. Maybe he's got family members, maybe he's had a past, maybe he hasn't had the right parenting, who knows. But it just seems like from us outside looking in and saying, okay, this guy is in the limelight, he's playing at the if probably the biggest club in the world, if not one of them. He's big enough to snub England, he's making a lot of money, and he's a young lad, and he's got a big future ahead of him. To know that someone like this has the kind of tendencies that he is showing in the recording, if it is him, there's just a lot of help that needs to be done for a lot of these youngsters, man. There's just a lot of help, and I think it's there should be a lot of discussions on principalities, boundaries, respect, and have a true conversation about what young guys' thoughts of the opposite sex really is. How do you really deem the opposite sex, and how much do you value them, and how much do you respect them, and what do you even see their position is on this earth? Because look, I wouldn't want my brethren. I would like, for instance, I wouldn't want to hang around with Jeff and Chilo, and every now and again they're punching me up. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And that's just my brethren. Imagine being a girl, more smaller and more vulnerable, and that, and being in that situation where I'm in a home with someone who I care for, but I have extreme fear for as well at the same time. And if I don't do something for this person, the consequence is that I'm going to feel some sort of pain. Like, bro, we were born with no one. I came out of my mom's womb by myself, and so did all of you. And when you're all going to go to the grave, you're going to be going all by yourself. No one has ownership over no individual. No one don't own that person. And what people forget is that these people are individuals before they got into a relationship with you. I'm not just your girlfriend. I'm his daughter. I'm her daughter. I'm his sister. I'm her granddaughter. She's more than just your girlfriend, bro. So you gotta act like there are other people involved and other things at stake when you go and treat this person like this. Yeah. You're not, it's hard, but at the same time you got to look into and delve into the mentality of the young youths. Like, a lot of them are rolling around with mental issues and they don't even know. And it's subtle things, but it can just jump out and expose themselves when things like this happen. Yeah, I think people just need to pay a lot more attention to the youths, like their mentality, and help fix that, and if not, get them the help they need, bro. How are you being a young man like that and not having the people around you to advise you to know better? Do you know what I mean? Like, people need help, and especially when they come into money. Because look, I don't know what anyone says or what they think. When you get a lot of money, let time take its course. Eventually, that money will make you think you are more than what you are, and make you believe that you are more powerful than what you are. And you will try to have a lot more dominance than what you normally would want. Yeah. People have got to be teaching these youngsters who they're throwing a lot of money on at, showing them how to deal with themselves, character building. Okay, let me show you how to move right now. Let me give you some game in life, because now you've got all this, it might go to your head, and you might be a thing where you might think that you can demand sex from women when they say no. Do you understand? So there's a lot to be said and a lot of things that need to be done in this subject, man. But commend look, I was gonna commend the girl for her braveness of coming forward, but she's denying that she came forward. But if you're scared, then that's why you're saying it. But in reality, you did come forward. I think more girls should do this, and they shouldn't suffer in silence. If it's my daughter or my cousin or my sister, I'd be so angry if they suffered in silence and didn't tell me that these type of things was going on. Do you understand? So first of all, if you're going through something like this and you're a young lady and stuff like that, do not be afraid to come out and speak out. You are never in the wrong. You're not in the wrong for being the victim. Yeah, you're not. Yeah? As far as I'm concerned, I don't care about what happened before. I don't care about the argument before. I don't care if he wound him up rare. What? So that justifies forcibly taking the thing. No, it doesn't. It never does. All right. So accountability is something that needs to be strongly honed in on these young individuals, and not just young men, but young women as well, because some of them also are setting a tone and an atmosphere which is dangerous, which is making some of these young lads think that it's all game, and it's not. It's not. Yeah, your mothers didn't teach you to be like that. They didn't tell you that that's the right way to behave as well. They didn't tell you to accept certain things like that. Just be all you can be and be the best you can be, and that's for men and women. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I can't lie. Obviously, this is like obviously as Jalil was doing there, like this is a conversation that there's so many layers to it that it would actually, you know what? Obviously, we are real ball talk. We do focus on sports and everything, but maybe just here and there, once in a while, we could touch on topics that are more related to life, like such as this one, because as you said, Rash, this touches on so many different layers, principles, just common morals, accountability, not just from yourself, but others being holding you accountable. There's so many different layers to this that, but like, obviously there's people in the comments are also saying it too. Big up Mus in the building, our brother saying perfectly said, my brother Rashid, the opinionated Guna is fully agreeing with you as well. So I think you broke it down brilliantly. And I think obviously for anyone that's tuned in, I'll definitely recommend that not only everything we've spoken about today, but definitely that last bit where Rash has spoken on there, because he just spoke some cold hard truths. But yeah, man, we just gotta wait and see for the rest of the situation. We did address it. We didn't want to avoid it. We did pick it up. So there it is. Obviously, people smash the likes. We should be back hopefully on Monday. Even though I need to check if it's Premier League or FA Cup weekend. If not Monday, then we'll definitely be back next week Wednesday. And then from there, we'll be back on Mondays, Wednesdays regularly after that. So until then, have a good rest of the week. And yeah, enjoy your weekend when it comes. So until then, peace and love. We out.
Peace.
Salam.